In this part, we will focus on the structure of strategy building using tabs. These tabs will allow us to categorize strategy plans into logical sections so we can define where are entry conditions, so for example input fillers, time fillers, in a well-arranged way. Another section will be for long order, where we will set everything about position opening. Then another section for short order, where we will set everything about short position. Also section for defining long position closing and a section for defining short position closing. We will show you everything practically right in the AlgoWizard, and to make it as easy as possible, we decided to start with defining just one section or tab at first, where we will describe one simple strategy, and gradually we will adding other tabs to get to the recommended structure that I've just listed. This lesson is maybe a little bit more complicated, so you will need to watch it repeatedly because there will be a lot of steps. And for the first time, the continuity doesn't have to be 100% clear. And now, let's move to strategy quant. And because we need to learn how to form these tabs, in AlgoWizard, create spanking new strategy. So, click on New, choose Using Full Wizard, and leave this option switched off. And click on Select. Now you can see an empty template where nothing at all is defined. As our first step, we will create the easiest possible form of strategy that we've talked about in the previous lesson. If bar closes above simple moving average 200, then open the position. So I'm sure that now you remember the part where we talk about if and then. Now let's click on Add New Rule and choose the rule type. In our case, it is going to be if then. But let me also explain the rest of options from the list firstly. The second option is if then else. We also mentioned it before, and it means that if the condition is valid, take action A. Otherwise, take action B. Action only, it means take action with every new bar. Signals, it's a special tab where we can define input conditions. And the last one, fuzzy logic signals. That's a variation where we use also fuzzy logic. Then we have here choose rule event, where you can choose on bar update. It means that the action is taken every time the bar opens. On init, the action is taken during launching the trading robot. And on deinit, the action is taken during the activation of the trading robot. In our case, we choose on bar update. And now here we have two options. The rule is triggered on bar open. That's clear. The action is triggered at the beginning of every new bar. The rule is triggered on every tick. Action would be triggered with every incoming tick, but we are not going to use the second option. However, highly advanced users can use it if they would like to build a strategy that would really react to every tick. So let's choose the first option and click on Add. And like this, we created the first tab with the name Rule 1, and let's rename it to Long Entry. Here you can see the formula that we talked about in previous lesson. If condition, then action. Now we can add our first condition, and again let's use bar closes above simple moving average period 200. So click on add first condition and choose bar closes above moving average period 200. Click on confirm, and now add the action. Click on add first action, where we need to choose market order, and it's gonna be enter at market. Click on confirm, and not to define anything else here, let's just add profit target here and stop loss. What we also have to do is to create magic number. So click here on variables, add new, switch it on, name it to magic number, and don't worry, we'll get into the details a bit later. And here click on close. Also, what you have to do is to set the right engine and symbol. In our case, it's going to be, let's say, MetaTrader 5, and the symbol is going to be ESMT5. And now just run backtest. Well, and this is our first step. Our goal is to get to the recommended structure that we mentioned at the beginning of this lesson. Now let's continue and add the signal tab. So tab with input conditions. Again, click on add rule, choose type, signals, and again on bar update, and rule is triggered on bar open. Let's rename it to trading signals, and click on save. Also, what is important, move this tab to left, so it would be the first one in a row. The next step is to move this trading signal or condition to this first step. So here in the trading signals, click to add first signal. And the result of every signal is always saved in variables. And then here we so-called call the variable and use it here in this part. To create the new variable, in the right top corner, choose Create New Variable, and let's name it Long Entry Signal. Click on Create, and now when you click on Variables here, you can see that the new variable that we just created, Long Entry Signal, is the Boolean type, which means true and false is here. Close it. And our last step is to add the condition. So again, bar closes above moving average period 200. Add first condition, bar closes above moving average period 200, confirm. And like this, the result will be saved in the variable long entry signal with every new bar. It means when the bar intersects the moving average, when the bar closes the moving average, there will be true in the variable, otherwise there will be false. Now we have to connect these two tabs together. So we could use what we said here, in the first tab, also in the tab long entry. So on this long entry tab, delete this condition and add condition Boolean variable and use long entry signal. Click on confirm. And that's it. If long entry signal is valid, then take action. So now run the backtest. And you can see that the result is identical with the one before. Okay, let's add another tab that will define long exit. Now we use fixed profit target and stop loss, but in case we would like to close it using condition, this structure won't fit us anymore. So add new rule with a type if then. Again, on bar update, rule is triggered on bar open, click on add, and let's rename it. And the name is going to be long exit. Click on save. Now long entry is defined and it's time to define long exit. As many of you already know, the exit condition is if bar closes below moving average, then close position. So click on add first condition and choose the condition, or we can use the way we've learned in the previous tab in a long entry, which means to separate all the conditions into the tab trading signals. Go to trading signals, click on add signal, create new variable, and let's name it long exit signal. Click on create. And now we have to add the logic, the condition. So click on add another condition. Bar closing below moving average, period 200, and click on confirm. And now every time the new bar closes below moving average, the value true is saved to the variable long exit signal. Now let's move to our long exit bar and finish it. First of all, click on add first condition, go to other and choose Boolean variable, and here choose long exit signal. Click on confirm. So that's our condition, and now let's add the action. And our action is close all position. Click on confirm again. And we have one more condition to add. When the position is open, because there can be a situation where exit signal condition is valid, but no position is opened. So without adding this another condition, it would be messy. And now, if you remember, we will work with operator AND. So click on add another condition, go to strategy control and choose market position is long, second one. Also, now we can turn off the profit target and stop loss on the second tab. To make the structure even more bulletproof, add another condition here. Choose comparisons, comparison not, and our value is long exit signal. So go to other Boolean variable and choose long exit signal and confirm it. In this case, for this strategy, you wouldn't have to do this, but in different cases it would be necessary. Now run the backtest and see the result that we've already seen before. It's almost identical. And like this, we've just defined a very simple structure for position opening and closing. Let's add another tab with calculations. We could use this tab, for example, in case when we would like to pre-calculate range of the previous day in the market before we open any position. So simply before this, we need to already have a calculation. So click on Add Rule, choose Rule Type, Action Only, click on Add, and let's rename it to Calculation. Click on Save. And what I'm going to do is to move it to the first place again. And why am I actually doing that? Because the robot has always a start point. With every new bar, the robot triggers a string of actions in a sequence that we define here. It means when we have the tab calculation in the first place, robot firstly proceeds with calculation, then goes to trading signals, then to long entry, long exit, and so on. But if we would move the calculation here at the end, the robot would start on trading signals, and that would go to long entry, long exit, and at the end it will make calculation, and it wouldn't make any sense. Anyway, back to our calculation tab to see how to make such a calculation. Now, very familiar thing already. Add first action, choose assign variable, click on confirm, and now we have to create new variable. So at the right top corner, click on variables, click on add new, that will be named calculation and integer type. Click on close. Now in this window, choose the variable calculation, and let's choose a value formula that you can find in functions. And just for this illustrative sample, choose plus, click on confirm, and left value is going to be number, and let's choose number 3, click on confirm, and the right value will be also number, and let's choose number 2. So in total it's 5 then. So we could use this on the tab long entry, for example, and if you would like to use it here, you will have to change the type of the calculation variable to Boolean, like this. Click on variables, from integer to Boolean, click on close, and then you could use it, for example, for the definition of trade size. And what is the next now? I'm sure you noticed that the strategies are only in long entry direction, so they open only long trades. So our next step is to add short entry and short exit. But let me make it a little bit faster. So let's get out of this strategy, add a new one. We don't have to say this one, but now choose using Full Wizard and create basic strategy template. Click on select again. As you can see, the tabs are very similar as we had before, So trading signals, long entry, long exit, plus we have here short entry and short exit. You can see that these new tabs have absolutely the same analogy as the tabs we created before. And now let's get through all the tabs a little bit. So here we have two new conditions. If not short entry signal and not long exit signal, then take this action. Then short entry is the new tab, and there goes the same logic. If short entry signal is valid and non long entry signal and non short exit signal, then take this action. And then we have here short exit, where it goes if short exit signal is valid and market position is short, then take the action, so close the position. If we would like to make it to the final recommended structure, we would click on a rule and rename it to calculation. Click on save and move this tab to the absolutely first place. Move left, again, and once more. And as the last thing, let me just complete the flow and add trading signals. So first is going to be bar closes above moving average, period 200, then bar closes below moving average, period 200, click on confirm. In settings, choose ETMT and run full backtest. So in this kind of complicated process, we defined the best practice default structure of tabs that we are going to use in this whole workshop. As you will get more advanced, you can add also other tabs. We think that everything should have a structure, because even if the short entry and here and exit is not necessary in this case for this strategy, the fact that we defined it protects us against a lot of unexpected situations. This structure is proven and ready to be gradually extended by conditions and actions.